So today's video is a very interesting FCBM. So I'm going to start off with an insanely long note. Actually, you know what, no. I'm first going to show the cards, because that's what probably most people are going to see, and then if you want to hang around and hear the really long note, we can do that too. Brief background, basically I worked out a sale with this guy. We've been going back and forth on the sale. He had to reduce the sale quite a bit, which is understandable. He's a kid, so mom said he could sell or could buy, could send the money, then mom said he couldn't send the money. So we've been going back and forth trying to, figure out a way for him not to just back out of the sale and go on the UNTRUSTED list. He's still going to send the money, supposedly, but until then, we've got some, a kind of a cool FCBM. So he does, I don't know if it really has a name, but he kind of does his own custom cards, but he ends up, I believe he said, just copying the current cards. So I'm going to kind of show his custom pack, which has got, let's see, Skitty, Ralts, Shroomish, Charmander, Delcatty, Torchic, just a bunch of other Pokemon on here, and then it says Delcatty Valley. And so then, we've got, oh, there's stuff on the inside too. Oh, actually, no, never mind. Sorry, that's just a card. What does this part say? Pokemon EX Ruby and Sapphire Delcatty Valley. So I guess these are all cards, from Delcatty Valley. So, he's gone so far as to make the backs of the Pokemon cards, Pokeballs. And I've got tons of these, so I'm not going to show each individual card. But we've got Delcatties, Skitties, Blaziken, the Combuskin line, there's Ralts and Curlia. So these are all from Ruby and Sapphire. Wingull, Breloom, Manectric, excuse me, losing my voice, Donphan, Trico, some of the trainers, Oranberry, Pokénov, Energy Restore, and then energy cards. So, it's like the Ruby and Sapphire theme deck. Or, well, I don't think they had theme decks, I think they had the trainer kit. And then he sent stacks of, like, extras. Marshtomp, Wailmer, Aeron, Makuhita, Servine, Patrat. So we've got some newer things here. That's from, the Black and White series. I think these are still from, well, I can't really tell. I think that's Ruby and Sapphire set. Maybe that's a Diamond and Pearl set. So we've got just tons of various ones. Like there's a Garbodor. So we've got lots of new ones. Energy cards, Zubat, Amoonguss, Poochyena. So this guy spends a lot of time just drawing up these cards. Pokeball. Oh, cool. There's I think one of the original Chanseys. There's Blastoise, Alakazam. Yeah, these are some of the original ones. So I'm going to go through these. Obviously later on and pull out probably a few to just maybe put up on my wall and stuff like that. Yeah, the original Blastoise is pretty cool. And so then he also sent some of his in-progress stuff. So there's Chinchino and Energy Search, and you kind of see the whole sheets that he does. He just, before he cuts them out. And I told him, he's pretty good at just copying the normal cards. Maybe he could try, designing his own, maybe making his own game. There's lots of other things that, rather than just putting all the time into copying existing cards, he could really just put something out there of his own that would be really unique. So he's got a talent. So now that I've kind of shown off a bunch of his cards, let's dive into this letter. So we've got a huge letter. So, all right. Dear Computer 3 NCSU / the Cat's Meowth, I am your #1 fan. I struggled with coming up with something special to give you for this BCBM, so it's not like, here's the cash, give me my cards. No, the real reason I made a YouTube account was to say hello to the person that taught me the amazing world of Pokemon TCG. For just about a year, I think, I watched and learned from your videos and how to play Pokemon TCG effectively. Starting out, I was clueless, and I wasn't sure how Pokemon cards were supposed to be played. You helped me choose my first 2 theme decks, Fast Days and Furious Nights, way back in July 2012. This may be the reason my favorite Pokemon are Accelieram and Escavalier. As you may have noticed, my YouTube name, and I honestly don't know if I'm saying it right, Accelieram77 stands for Accelieram Escavalier, my first and last initial, and July 7th, my birthday. I made a fool of myself by playing against myself, and trolls mocked me for it when observing my videos, and after that I lost my confidence of continuing Pokemon TCG. Trolls don't understand starting out. People unfamiliar with the game need as much practice as they can get to learn how to play. Also, people in my area don't know anything about Pokemon cards and prefer the games. I questioned myself about which path I should take, Pokemon games or Pokemon cards. Then I had a great idea. For Pokemon cards to be truly special for me, I was planning on going to future pre-releases. Unfortunately, I can't, and if I ever did for some miraculous reason, there'd be a good chance of me meeting you at the pre-release in Cornelius, North Carolina. P.S. I drew all of these Pokemon cards. There are plenty more where this came from. I can make 9 cards per printer paper. In order to keep up with my other hobby, Pokemon games, I thought the best way to do was to make my Pokemon cards out of printer paper. It's actually pretty easy, it's pretty easy actually, and I have a lot of fun making them. Hey, it's free, so why not? I feel like Pokemon cards become more special to me when created my way. I'm sorry if it's lame or if you don't like it. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm going to send you a promo Meowth card for my EX Ruby and I was going to send you a promo Meowth card for my EX Ruby and Sapphire tin, but since I had that for years and never understood how to play Pokemon TCG until now, it got creases all over from the times I stacked up my cards into a card tower or made up all kinds of ways to play on my own Pokemon cards. I know that you like your cards in mint condition. So, so I guess that was the first note, and then he came up with this second note. By the time you get to this note, you're probably searching for an explanation of the delayed $23. That was the sale that we worked out. Well, here goes. First off, I went to your website, thecatsmouth.com, not too long ago, and browsed the many things there, and also read the About Me section. I learned that during your childhood, you collected Pokemon stuff, kept the packaging, and received your first card, a Venonat, which was found in the dumpster, or at least I think it was, if I remember the story correctly, from your dad. Thought about that story and wondered why I started liking Pokemon cards in the first place. When I was younger, I knew nothing about Pokemon at all, until one day, my dad introduced Pokemon to me as well. However, it wasn't a Pokemon card I received that day, it was a Pokemon game. It was Pokemon Coliseum, my first Pokemon game, received as a gift out of nowhere. I fell in love with Pokemon after that. Today I still watch Ash and his adventures in the Unova region. I collected Pokemon games over the years since I was destined to take this path. However, one day on a trip to Walmart, I found something Pokemon related that wasn't anything like a game. A kid wanting something when they see it for his or her particular hobby is natural at a young age. The thing I saw was an EX Ruby and Sapphire tin. Yes, this happened a long time ago, which I absolutely wanted to get my hands on, so I did after much begging. I was happy with my very first Pokemon cards, although I did not understand how to play with them properly at that age back then. Fast forward to July 2012, the time of my 8th grade summer vacation, I stumbled upon a game for Game Boy, Pokemon trading card game. Such an awesome game. Still, after all these years, I never knew how to play with my Pokemon cards. Yes, some of them some of them have noticeable food stains, yuck, and I regret not keeping them sleeved, creases, and feel a bit dirty. The Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy seemed the best way to start learning about what I'd been missing over the years. It turned out I could easily understand the game and loved the new way to play Pokemon. I tried applying the new stuff I learned to my old Pokemon cards and actually played decent and super fun games against myself. I couldn't wait to play part 2 of the Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy, so I went ahead and got my hands on it and then played my heart out. Sigh, at one point in my life I finally understood what the text on Pokemon cards actually meant. It'd be a nightmare not knowing what to do with Pokemon cards, so I'm glad I further studied Pokemon TCG. In August 2012, I wanted to start collecting Pokemon cards again. The first place I looked was Pokemon.com to see what kind of cards there were on the TCG database. I was shocked about all the Pokemon cards I saw and was in dreamland at that point. I love them all. How could I ever decide where to start collecting from all the different sets of cards? Soon after, I searched up some YouTube videos about Pokemon cards. I can't remember in particular what I searched, but somehow I found an amazing person that could help me, Computer 3 NCSU. This person had videos of the latest Pokemon sets in the Black and White series, plus other amazing stuff. I watched the theme deck battles in awe of seeing a TCG battle in action. Still fairly new to Pokemon TCG, I guess I overreacted to everything. Eventually I found the same exact videos I watched from a person on YouTube, The Cat's Meowth. I asked myself, wait a minute, didn't I see this? Later a video that explained this, and I understood then. After much video watching, I wanted to make a YouTube account just to say hello to The Cat's Meowth, so I did. Now in 2013, I wanted to purchase some cards from the person that helped me start collecting again. However, I can't get past my mom easily and with some things, but I can from my dad easy enough. Eventually I told my mom that you accept money orders, and finally I was able to get the $23 for you. She doesn't trust sending money in the mail because people at the post office stole money from the envelope in the past. There are a number of reasons why I can't collect cards at a faster rate, but I'll briefly get into that. Part of it may be because I lean more towards the path of Pokemon games, but I slowly try to pick up the pace of my Pokemon trading card game hobby. 10 years from now, when I'm a video game designer, I may resume my Pokemon card collecting, kind of like you had to postpone your collecting for several years, then become interested in Pokemon again. A week or two before you got this note, I had received the card sleeves in order to prepare for my future pre-releases, and 2 booster packs that I requested from my dad. I know this might sound weird, but I love the feel of a Pokemon booster pack and the card sleeves. I tried to open my booster packs carefully in the back, though it didn't end up well, and not wreck the beautiful Lugia and White Kyurem in the front. I saved the packs after I opened them rather than tossing them in the trash. This is similar to your story when you say packaging for Pokemon stuff, if I remember correctly. My eyes lit up on every card I pulled from the packs. I freaked out over seeing actual reverse cards in person instead of in an online opening. Nothing too flashy or ultra, just 2 awesome Pokemon, Bouffalant and Whimsicott were my rares. Yes, that's all I need to make me happy. I was lucky to have some of my favorite Pokemon from the packs. When I look at the Pokemon, I remember their voices from watching Pokemon on TV, and I enjoy that. P.S. I don't really know what to call this. Maybe a delayed BCBM? You'll be receiving the 23 by money order rather than by mail. So maybe you can call this a BCMO for buy cards by money order, or you could just feature my awesome cards as soon as you receive your money. Sorry about making 2 long notes. I understand if you're too upset and disappointed to make anything of this. I feel like my name is going on your Untrusted list. Even if it does, I still love the Cat's Meowth /Computer3 NCSU. Sincerely, Accelieram77 /Andrew. So basically, money order has not come in yet, so you're not on the Untrusted list yet. The cards are pretty cool. I'm definitely going to be, he sent me a PM, was worried that if he sent anything to me, I was just going to trash it. So I definitely don't trash it. I keep everything my viewers send to me. Although at times I share them with other people, selling or trading them away, to get things that I need for my collection. In this case, maybe I'll just send some to other people just to kind of spread the word of the kind of stuff that you do. But I will definitely continue to keep an eye out for the money order, and probably check in with you from time to time to see how that's going. But until then, I'm just going to consider this a free cards by mail and FCBM, since they're pretty much free cards. And I kind of like the idea of maybe sending these out to some other people in trades and sales, just to kind of spread the fun. So, thank you very much for this FCBM and the really long notes. Congratulations if anyone else actually sat through and watched/listened to this all. And stay tuned for more trade videos and some battle videos coming up.